We're live.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Studios Cambridge cooking lesson. Today I will tell you the do's and don'ts of cooking scrambled eggs. First things first that you should do, prepare your ingredients. We've got sliced onion, sliced cheese, butter ready to go, and 8 eggs. 2 each for 4 people. So, first things first, what you don't want to do is crack your egg directly into the pan, because then you have to scramble them in the pan and you might scratch the pan. So, we've got a big mug and we're going to use a fork to do the scrambling. Starting with this one. And we just got a little bit of shell in there, so it's okay. Let's try not to repeat that. We're running out of space in here. No shell, very good. Very sanitary process. Ooh, some of these just crack very easily. We washed our hands and cleaned them on our clean pants, and now we are going to scramble our 8 eggs. Take a good look at that. Alright. Without trying to make a mess. Hopefully. Gotta do it a little slow to start. Oh, that looks really good. Are we getting that angle?
Yeah, well, we got it good.
We're getting the angle?
Yeah.
Alright. Ooh. Perfect. I mean perfect. Right. There we go. So you want a consistent color throughout. You don't want just patches of clear, patches of yellow, patches of opaque, whatever. So, next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the lighting of the stove top. So we're going to turn the heat on, light the fire, heat up the pan a little bit, and put a little bit of butter down. Maybe a little bit more than that, because we've got 8 eggs. So we'll let that melt a little bit, and then we'll get our other ingredients ready. So, that looks very good. Now, let's put down our onions first so that they can cook a little bit and maybe caramelize, get some nice different textures, different flavors. Be careful when you're cooking that you don't put your hand directly onto the hot pan, because it is hot. Next thing you should do, spread everything around, make sure the butter is coating everything, and there's a nice little layer of oily butter, and we can turn the heat up a little bit. If you guys were here, you could smell that it smells good.
And I notice you're using a plastic spoon in the non-stick pan.
That's a good point that you just made. Since I'm using a non-stick pan with a special type of surface, one thing you should do is use a wooden spoon or a plastic spoon instead of a metal thing that could scratch it, because if the surface gets scratched away, it loses its non-stick effect. Ooh, here we go.
Action.
So, we've noticed that our eggs are a little bit see-through. They're a little clearer now.
The onions?
Yep. Correct. Thank you for pointing it out. When you're making a cooking video, make sure that you do say the foods by the right name. So, now it's time to add our eggs. Oh, wow. Very good. And then, let's mix that up a little bit just so we don't have a bunch of onions at the bottom. Maybe turn the heat down slightly. And, yeah, because then it's just going to cook at the bottom. Let's add some cheese that we can melt in there. Ooh. Que rico, as the people here say. Now there are many different things that you can do to make one dish. This is just one of many different recipes for making scrambled eggs. But this is how I like to do things in the kitchen. Yeah, this is a really nice pan. Now, one thing you don't want to do is eat the eggs right now, because they're not ready. Raw eggs can do bad things to your body.
So how do you know when the eggs are ready to eat?
Well, a good way to test it just with your eyes is you can see how some of it is hard or a little bit more together, congealed, and some of it is more liquidy. So you want a more consistent firmness to your eggs so that it sticks together and isn't as liquidy, like it's egg juice. Egg juice. Sorry. Oh, and we can see our cheese is starting to melt. That's going to give us a very nice, smooth texture that we do want. Now, one thing you don't want to do is when you're smelling it to get your face too close, because it might bubble up and spray you with hot egg juice in the face. So, what you want to do is use your hand to help you smell. I think what we need is a little bit of ground black pepper. No one's allergic to this, right? We're good? Okay. We'll add salt later to taste, because everybody's got different salt preferences. So we can see it's starting to come together quite well. Ooh. Wow. It's a lot of protein in this dish. It's a good meal for a bodybuilder. Or for 4 normal people. There we go. I'd say maybe 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. And that is how you do scrambled eggs.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Thank you.